In this problem on trigonometric functions, we're asked to simplify the expression sine theta over cosine theta plus cosine theta over 1 plus sine theta. So the first thing we'll observe about this expression, we have two separate fractions, so let's go ahead and find a common denominator. Our common denominator will be cosine theta times the quantity 1 plus sine theta. So we need to multiply the first expression by 1 plus sine theta over 1 plus sine theta, and the second by cosine theta over cosine theta. So we go ahead and do that. And next, what we'll notice, so when we write, for example, cosine theta times cosine theta, what this means is cosine theta all squared. And recall that our sort of shorthand notation for that, what this just means when we write cosine squared theta, that's the same thing as cosine theta all squared. So when we go ahead and distribute, when we multiply now the cosine theta times cosine theta on the right, we're going to get the cosine squared theta. And because we now have our common denominator of cosine theta 1 plus sine theta, we can go ahead and combine these two fractions. So we get sine theta times 1 plus sine theta plus cosine squared theta all over cosine theta times 1 plus sine theta. So now let's go ahead and distribute that sine theta, and we get sine theta times 1 just gives us the sine of theta. Sine of theta times sine of theta gives us sine of theta all squared, and remember our shorthand notation for that is sine squared theta plus cosine squared theta all over our common denominator. From there, we can use our Pythagorean identity, which tells us that sine squared plus cosine squared is equal to 1. So we'll replace our sine squared plus cosine squared with 1. So we get sine theta plus 1 over 1 plus sine theta. We notice that sine theta plus 1, well, that's the same thing as 1 plus sine theta. So these two terms cancel, and we're left with 1 over cosine theta, which was secant theta. So the key steps in this problem were to get a common denominator to combine our fractions, and then to use our Pythagorean identity, sine squared theta plus cosine squared theta is equal to 1.